Thank you. I was just talking to Julian and Linda about how I was impressed by all your speeches, because all the speeches I heard today were excellent. And I was really impressed by the quality of the members, because it seems to me that you all have such a high level of language skill that you should be able to make speeches very well. So it was difficult for me to be a language evaluator, because my specialty is to point out the flaws, but I couldn't really find much of them today. A little bit disappointed, but I really found so many good usage of language. So I think I will start with the very small amount of flaws I just noticed. And first, I would like to ask you to pay attention on the differences between his and her, him and her, he and she, because I heard repeatedly that either the speaker or the host were mixing these two things up. So you might think it is just a small problem, but if you are talking in the context with both a female and a male participant, then it will be confusing, because the one you are talking to would not know who you are referring to. So do pay attention to his and hers. These are very small things that you can correct, and it should be very easy to correct them. And the second thing I want to point out is watch your vowels. By vowels, I mean in, because throughout the speeches I heard something like greasy, sheep, or take, which should stand for greasy, and chef, and taste. I mean, if the vowel is not correct, then what you're saying might be completely different what you meant. So please do pay attention to your vowels. And also, another problem about pronunciation is that when you are saying a word, try to complete it. Don't omit the tail, the later part of the word, because I think I heard something like it should be complete. Make say the word throughout so people can understand you easily. And some of the other things I would like to point out are just usage of languages I noticed in the speech. I think in one of the speeches, the speaker said, how do you mention someone is asking about a person in the story of the secret of his success, and I didn't remember what the speaker actually said, but I don't think he used the word success correctly. So the word success is the noun and succeed is the verb. So if you want to ask someone how did he succeed, then you could just ask how did you succeed? Or if you want to use the noun, then what is the secret of your success? And if you want to use the adjective, that will be how come did you become so successful? So do pay attention to the small differences between words. And also, I also heard, I think it's in table topic session, the host asked which is the country you would like to migrate, and the verb should be migrate, because migrant would stand for the noun, the people who is migrating to the foreign country. So do pay attention to the pronunciation. And in the evaluation part, I heard something like the speech totally is very good. You can actually break down the words and say, in total the speech is good, or as a whole the speech is good. And as I said, there's really not much flaw for me to pick up, and I think all of you have a very high level of language, so I think these are just minor flaws that you can correct very easily. As for the good parts, there is a lot of them. In the first speech, we hear the speaker use a series of adjectives to make her speech very vivid and very expressive. And I think that's one of the tactics you can acquire to make you sound more interesting and make the speech more intriguing. That's a very good skill. Congratulations, Linda. And also some very good use of words like one of the speakers showed us a slide, and there's a horde of birds, and they were eating fish like crazy, and he used the verb feasting. Feasting means that you eat very urgently and with a lot of excitement. And also, I think Fuming received some criticism for his speech because he was talking about something that is not so familiar to all of you, but I would like, did you write a script for that speech? Okay, I think a good thing about his speech is that he used very concise words. This what I call jargon. Those are the special words that they will use when they are talking about financial events and economic events. So it's possible to take a look at his script if you have, and if you don't mind sending to everyone else, because I think it's very important to expand your language flexibility, especially to understand people in different fields, how they talk about their expertise. So I think you use some very concise and precise words. I like that very much. Also, good words such as authorize, like the government authorized the police to do something, that means approve, and then execute. Execute means you are allowed to implement or put something into practice. Also, if you want to say something that is very expensive, then the other synonym is also a good word. The synonym for expensive is costly. Well, above all, I think all the speeches, all the table topic speakers performed very well today, and I really enjoyed hearing all the speeches made by all of you, and I'm looking forward for the next time to come back as either be the evaluator or simply be one of the participants. Thank you, and